From failure to fearless. My voice cracked, my mind went blank, and 100 eyes stared as I fumbled my TED Talks opening line. In that moment, the stage felt like quicksand, swallowing every ounce of confidence I'd built. The words I'd rehearsed for months escaped me, replaced by a deafening silence and the flush of embarrassment. I stepped off the stage to polite applause, but inside, I was shattered, convinced I'd just sabotaged my only shot. Backstage, I replayed every second on a loop, the sting of failure louder than any applause could ever be. For days, I considered quitting public speaking altogether, haunted by the memory of that frozen moment. But somewhere in the middle of my self-doubt, I realized I could either let this define me or use it as fuel. I started small, speaking at local meetups, sharing my story not as a cautionary tale, but as proof that failure isn't fatal. With each talk, the fear loosened its grip. I stopped chasing perfection and started connecting, realizing that the audience wasn't rooting for flawlessness. They were rooting for authenticity. Months later, I returned to that same TED stage, heart-pounding, but this time, ready to embrace the nerves. I spoke openly about my previous failure, and the crowd leaned in, not out of pity, but out of shared humanity. Setbacks aren't dead ends. They're just detours guiding us to better versions of ourselves. Standing in that spotlight, I learned that the most powerful stories aren't about unbroken success. They're about resilience, rising, and daring to try again.